Good evening and welcome to episode 13 of Who Wants to Be an FP&A Ninja. And it is amazing to see it has covered over a dozen episodes now. And today's theme is very interesting, data storytelling and presentations. As I always keep saying that we as finance professionals, we may be great at analysis, but equally important is communicating this analysis with the business stakeholders because they don't understand 10,000 lines of Excel sheets like how we do, right? So that is where data storytelling and presentations comes into play. It is about how we share insights. It's not about sharing data or even sharing organized data in the form of tables or pivot tables or whatever the case might be. How we can give certain actionable insights to the business teams. That is important when it comes to data storytelling and presentations, right? And as usual, we would like to thank our sponsors, Drivetrain, Pivot Excel, GA Management Consultants, and Blocks. Hope you will enjoy this episode. And over to you, Asif, for the next steps on this.
Appearing on the screen. So do you see the app on the screen?
I see it. I can see it.
Okay, perfect. So I'll click on start and you will see the game pin and the link to join the quiz. Okay. So it is 9:07 in my watch here. We will start the quiz exactly at 9:09. So we'll give you 2 minutes or about 2 minutes to join the quiz. Okay, I see one person is already joined and we see more people joining. Okay, 14 people. So remember, guys, this is not a trial round. We are starting the main quiz. So others, the other 10 people who are on, you should join the quiz now. Okay, quickly, I'll also remind you that faster you answer, the more points you get. So if a person answers, if two people answer the same question rightly, the person who answers faster will get more points. I think we have 19 on the board, and I'm hoping maybe 5 more people will join. Okay, we're waiting for 4 more people now, or nine, whichever is earlier. So we'll start the quiz at 9:09. It looks like it's about 10 to 20 seconds to go. So you're still waiting. Please do join immediately. Okay, so 21 and counting. And it's 9:09. Maybe I'll just give you 5 more seconds if you're trying to join. I don't see anything in the chat box that tells me that anybody is still trying to join. So we'll go ahead and start the quiz. And I'll read out the questions. So this is episode 13 and the topic is data storytelling. And here is your, I think we have a slide before we get into the question. So now we will first maybe talk about more about data storytelling before we get into the presentation, before we get into the questions.
Everybody was ready with their fingers, and now you brought the slide.
Yes. So you do pay attention. Maybe this will come up later on in the questions. You never know.
Sure. So what is data storytelling? Like I mentioned, communicating your insights to the business stakeholders is super important. So here is a quick framework which will help you understand. Concentrate on the formula that is there below, right? It says data stories equals data plus visual plus narrative, right? It's a combination of these three things. And on the top in the framework, you'll also see audience, right? So depending on who your audience is, right? Senior, mid-level, junior people, your narrative, that's your messaging on that slide on your story will change because not everybody understands the messaging in the same way. And visual is the chart or the type of medium that you want to use to communicate. Now, it need not always be a complex dashboard with every part on the slide being used for some buttons here and there or some graph here and there. That's not what true data storytelling is. It's about how in a very simple way you can communicate, how effectively you can communicate your message to your audience. That is what is important. And data, of course, is data coming in from multiple sources. It could be from structure. Most of the times you will end up spending a lot of time to cleanse this data then come up with your visual, add your narrative, that's your message, and then deliver it to your audience. So this is a very simple framework that all of you should remember when it comes to data storytelling.
Thanks, Lawal. With that, we'll go to the first question. So I'm hitting next, and you will see the first question in the next few seconds. Okay, so there you go. What is the most effective way to highlight key data points in a presentation? And you have 4 options on your screen. Okay, so I think most of you got this right. Other options are not some of the best or most effective ways to highlight key points in a presentation. So focusing on key visual elements along with annotations is the right answer. Remember, if there are 2 or more right answers, you have to pick the most, whatever seems the most right, comparing the options. Okay, so with that, we go into the next, we'll look at the leaderboard and then we go to the next question. So Gaurav, Vaibhavi, Manshit, Ronak, Venkat are in the top 5. Let's go to the next question. Okay, so what is the first step in crafting a compelling data story? What is the first step? And you have 4 options. Okay, so as I had mentioned, if there are 2 or more right answers, we'll go with the most right answer. So before you create any presentation, the first step is that you have to be very clear what is the purpose and what is the message that you are trying to give in that presentation. And then you start analyzing the data, choosing the chart type and doing all the other steps. Again, slightly confusing. Maybe some people may want to just analyze the data first and then decide the key message. However, best practice is to just know what you are going to, I mean, who is your audience and what message that you want to deliver. And then after that, you can get into the data. So with that, we'll get into the next question. Before that, there is a leaderboard. So Ronak is now in the top position, followed by Gaurav, Manshit, Venkat, and Batanai. So we have the top 5 here. Let's go to the next question. Let's see if there is a slide in between or no. We have a question. Which of the following is a common pitfall? Okay, common pitfall in data presentation. Pitfall meaning it's not a good thing or a bad practice. Okay, so most of you got this right. All the others seem to be good practices. Using clear, simple visuals, focus on one key message, providing actionable insights. Including too many data points may not be the best practice. Okay, so with that, we'll go to the next question. I think we will see the questions becoming slightly more difficult as we go along. So let's take a look at the leaderboard and then move to the next question. Okay, so the next question on your screen, when is a line chart, okay, line chart most effective? Okay, I believe all of you, almost everybody got this right. So it's when illustrating or when showing trends over time. Okay, some ups and downs, some changes. Bhargavi is also now in the top 5. With that, let's go to the next slide. Okay, so line charts are usually used to show time series relationships with continuous data. They help us show trends. In most cases, you use line charts for showing trends over time. Okay, let's go to the next one, which is on your screen now. What is the primary function of visuals in data storytelling? What is the primary function of visuals in data storytelling? Yeah, I believe, again, most of you got this right. So it's to enhance understanding by simplifying complicated or complex data and information. With that, we'll go to the leaderboard, and with that, some changes. So Ronak is now leading, followed by Manshit and Venkat, and followed by Bhargavi and Bhatanai in the top five. Okay, let's go to the next question. So we are almost at the halfway stage. Let's see what the next question is. Okay, when is a waterfall chart most effectively used? Okay, so again, I think most of you got this right. So it's to explain a step-by-step breakdown of any two between any two data points using so waterfall chart is mainly used for that. We'll see how it looks like in a few seconds. But before that, I think not much has changed in the leaderboard except for the last position. So I hope I pronounced this right. So Thabani is now in the fifth position, and Ronak has six correct answers in a row. So with that, we'll go to the next question. Okay, before that, there is a waterfall chart example. So here you see you start, you use a waterfall chart to show a step-by-step breakdown of a starting point and going to the ending point, showing what has gone up, what has gone down, and you walk through basically the entire journey of what has happened from the beginning to the end. And this is how it looks like. Okay, with that, we'll go to the next question. Okay, what is the primary use of a pie chart in a presentation? Okay, we're talking about pie chart now. Okay, uh, okay, so it's to display composition breakdown of a whole, and we'll see more about that in the coming slides. With that, we'll take a look at the leaderboard. So some changes in the first and the fifth position, I believe, and Manshit, Ronak, Bhatanai, followed by Tabani and Vaibhavi in the runners-up. Okay, Gaurav Sharma too is back with answers of three back-to-back answers. Okay, so that's interesting. What we'll do is we go to the next question. Before that, there's some. I mean, I mean, we already talked about the pie charts in the question. So pie charts are best used for making a part to whole comparison, and that was a question. And usually there are two types of pie charts. One is a standard pie chart that you see on the top, and then there is a slightly fancy version, which is a donut chart, which you see at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so with that, we'll go to the next slide. The next question, which chart type, okay, which chart type is best suited for tracking progress of tasks or activities over time? Okay, so it is not the histogram chart, it is the Gantt chart, and we'll see more on that in the slide after the leaderboard. Okay, so some changes, and you see now Manshit is from first to fifth position, and we have new people in the top three. So let's see what happens in the next question. Okay, Gantt chart, as you can see on the screen, is used for projects scheduling, breaking them into different individual tasks, and each of these tasks are associated with a bar providing a timeline for when that task should begin and when it should end. That is the purpose of the Gantt chart. With that, let's go to the next question. I believe this might be the last question. Yeah, we are on 13 out of 15 site. Probably the last question. So usually we do a quick poll on who do you think will win. So let's see what do you feel in the chat box. Who's going to win this one? No guesses? Okay, maybe I cannot see the chat box, or maybe though nobody is wanting to respond. So
No, there
maybe
is
we'll go to the
Ronak and Batanai are the two popular
okay.
nominations.
Okay, so I'll just go back to the last question, and we have that question on the screen. What is the primary purpose of a Sankey chart in a financial presentation? What is the purpose of a Sankey chart in a financial presentation? I hope I pronounced that right. Okay, so it is to, I think most of you got it right. So it is to display flow of resources or quantities from one stage to another. And we'll take a look at example of that in the coming slide. I don't know if the leaderboard, yeah, leaderboard, I think the slide will come up first. So this is how it looks like. So you can use this to present revenues, and so revenues, you can break it down by products, you can break it down by channels, and same thing you can do with expenses. So revenues, and this is the cost of goods sold or cost of revenue, and then gross profit. So you can present this in a tree like format, which is one of the popular charts used for presenting the income statement. Especially I've seen it used a lot. Okay, so with that, I think we will go to the end, and we'll announce the winners. So let's see who's won this episode. Okay, so on position 3 we have Rishi. So congratulations, Rishi, with 7,037 points. Second position is Tabani with 7,097 points. And on the first position is Batanai with 7,454 points, followed by Ronak and I hope I saw
Ayushi.
that right, Ayushi on the fourth and the fifth position. So congratulations. Hopefully you had a good time. So let me stop sharing my screen and go back to the presentation.
Fantastic. The fourth and fifth positions get a popular FP&A Foundations bundle, which has the FP&A Foundations course, which is your basic course on financial planning and analysis, which covers the entire concepts of budgeting, forecasting, and management reporting as well. Along with that, you get Asif's best-selling book all about FP&A. So you get this Foundations bundle. This is for the fourth and the fifth runner-up. This is a great bundle to start your FP&A knowledge if you still haven't got a chance to start with your FP&A understanding. Then at position second and third, we have the winners get the FP&A Launchpad bundle. FP&A Launchpad is a detailed self-paced course on FP&A, which covers various topics along with examples like budgeting, forecasting, management reporting, data storytelling, and presentations. All of that is covered exhaustively with examples. It's a self-paced course. You should definitely check it out. Along with that, you get other bonuses like a resume blueprint, interview preparation bundle, and also access to masterclass recordings, which are expert sessions that we have conducted in the past where we had external speakers as well. Along with that, you get the access to the foundations course and Asif's best-selling book all about FP&A as well. So all in all, a great bundle if you still haven't got it. So definitely you should go and take benefit of the FP&A Launchpad. As if you want to talk about the modeling.
Yeah, so the first, the person who's on the first position gets a financial modeling for FP&A 100% scholarship. So it's a live program which happens once in a quarter. So I think the next one is happening in November, I guess. And so you can join that, and also whatever the position 2 and position 3 gets, which is the Launchpad bundle and the Foundations bundle. So congratulations. With that, what I'll do is I'll go to the next slide. And like Thursday's Launchpad bundle is open. The code is open if you want to just get and go and get started with it.
Let's
You can go onto the website and
let's
get.
share the link in the chat box, Asif.
Yeah, I'll have to stop sharing the screen to
Oh,
get the
okay,
link.
okay, all right.
So what we'll do is we'll share it at the once I stop sharing my screen. Okay, so with that, Dhaval, do you want to cover the events?
Yes, we have two interesting events coming up in October. One is an online event, which is the 3-day budgeting and forecasting boot camp. We'll just talk about that in a little while. That is from 8th to 10th October. This is 100% online. And then we have a very interesting session on finance leadership. So this is a full day in-person workshop in Dubai. So if any of you are based in Dubai, then feel free to reach out to me. This will be in Metropolitan Hotel on Sheikh Zayed Road in Dubai. And this will be a full person where we'll be focusing full day on leadership concepts and making sure that you are able to transition from individual contributors role to a leadership or a team leading or a leadership kind of a role as well. So this is one more program that we are coming up with. The FLM is available online in the online format as well. But this is planned for October that we are doing a live in-person full day session.
Amazing. So if you're in Dubai, you should definitely join this in-person event. Also, you can meet a lot of our alumni and a lot of you, lot of the people you see here on the screen. Okay, so uh, I'll talk more about the 3-day budgeting and forecasting bootcamp. So a lot of people, we do the FP&A masterclass once in a quarter, and the next batch is starting in I think November mid somewhere. But a lot of people requested, can you do something very quickly where we can just learn budgeting and forecasting in very short amount of time? So a lot of people have been requesting this for a while, and that's how we have come up with the 3-day budgeting forecasting bootcamp. So we'll do 3 sessions of 2 hours each, where we will cover everything that we usually share in the FP&A masterclass and more on budgeting and forecasting. So it will include the steps in budgeting, different types of budgeting methods, budgeting cycle, budgeting calendar, all of this with examples and examples on preparing different types of budgets along with forecasting also. So what is forecasting? What is budgeting versus forecasting? What is how is forecasting different from a rolling forecast, or how is a forecast different from a rolling forecast? Different methods or different techniques you use for forecasting, all along with practical case studies and examples. So it's going to be about 10 hours of program with 6 hours of live, 2 hours into 3 days, and some bits of self-paced material. So overall, a good program for anybody who's wanting to learn budgeting forecasting practically in the shortest amount of time. And we'll share the links once I stop sharing my screen. Okay, and also our applications are closing today for the next batch of the 6 month CGFPA certification. So we've almost got the batch full, and we are just looking for the last few candidates. Maybe 2 or 3 seats are remaining, and we will be closing this by end of the day tomorrow. The enrollments for CGFPA batch 2, which is starting on 5th of October. Okay, so with that, I believe we come towards the end. A lot of you requested for recordings for this quiz episodes. So happy to share that all the quiz episodes are now on YouTube. You can refer if you want to just go back and refer any of the previous episodes you've missed. So you can go to this channel. I will again share the link in the chat box, and you can do that. There's a separate playlist for the quiz, and you can just look at that playlist if you want to just refer those episodes for some reason again. Okay, and this brings us to the end of this season of the quiz. So we will take a festival break. So because there is Navratri, and then there will be Dashera and Diwali. We don't want you to be here while people are celebrating Navratri, Dashera, Diwali. So what we will do is we'll take a few weeks break, and we'll come back after Diwali. Also, we have to figure out some new programs, courses, because a lot of people have won those courses many times now. So we'll also figure out some new courses and new programs for prizes, and maybe we'll do it on a much bigger scale with live on LinkedIn and live on YouTube. So we are planning to do it on a much larger scale. So all of that will happen after the Diwali break. Hopefully, you will join us for the next season, and we'll announce that shortly in a couple of weeks.